Hey friends, welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. Today I have a practice for sciatic pain. So if you ever get sciatica, you'll feel it maybe in your low back or right around your low hip area. You can know that it can be incredibly painful. Depending on the severity, it can make it difficult to move. It makes it hard to bend over, and just makes life a little bit more difficult. And so these are some of my favorite poses that I practice anytime I have sciatic pain. To start, you'll need a strap. So if you have a yoga strap, that's great. You can use a bathrobe um, tie. You can use a belt, anything that's kind of long that can help us extend our arms a little bit and make our practice a little bit more gentle with ourselves. So throughout this, I want to mention, if you haven't consulted your doctor, please do. Consult experts about this pain if it doesn't go away, and move very slowly and gently through this practice. Um, Anything that feels sharp or painful, uh, don't practice that and leave it, and you can try something else that's a little bit better in your body, or you can simply come to seated. When you're ready, we're going to start moving. So I invite you to move onto your hands and knees. Move slowly, like I said, very gently in your body. And we're going to stack our hips over our knees and our shoulders over our wrists. Option to keep the toes tucked up or untucked, whichever feels good in your body. And take some cat cows. So if you know where you're going, find your way there. If not, you can inhale and arch your back up towards the sky, extending the belly. And then exhale, rounding the hips towards the ground, the chin towards the chest. Moving mindfully here, being aware of that sciatic pain that's coming from that low back and sacrum area. Inhaling as you open, following the breath, tracing it, allowing it to lead you. And exhaling, rounding in. Continuing here, just to start getting some movement in the spine, movement in those hips. And so sciatica is caused by muscles in our lower back and sacral area getting tight, and they pinch this nerve that runs between some muscles. And so those muscles can get tense from us sitting a certain way, sleeping a certain way. And it, like I said, as you know, can be incredibly painful. When you're ready, come back towards center here. And this time we're going to take cat-cow side to side. So what's going to happen is we're going to kick our hips out to the right as our head comes to the left. So kind of like a side body stretch here. We'll come back towards center and we'll take our hips to the left, our head to the right. So we're leaning into that left knee, leaning into that left hand. Taking it to the opposite side. Hip comes to the right, head to the left. And keep going on your own here. Remembering to make sure that you're breathing and not holding the breath. The breath is a powerful tool that can help us release tension and pent up energy in the body, and can release those muscles even further. When you're ready, come back towards center. We're going to walk our arms forward. We're going to come down onto our belly. So come down however feels comfortable to you. I like to shift my weight forward and bring my shoulders over my wrists, and then slowly lower my belly like a little down to the mat. Here we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So first, shimmy your hip side to side so that it extends your belly long, and ground down into the tops of the thighs and the tops of those feet. That'll give us some leverage in our back body. We're going to begin to come to our elbows and lift our torso up gently. So if you feel any sharp pain here, please move slowly and gently, or you can stay on your belly. Our shoulders are going to stack over our elbows, and our hands are going to come out straight in front of us. Sphinx pose. So we're extending our spine long here. The gaze is down diagonally at the ground. We're not crunching in the neck here. Our shoulders are rolled back. And just stay here for a few breaths, coming to the breath cycle. On every exhale, releasing into the earth, allowing those muscles to relax. Take a last inhale here. And exhale, we'll come back down onto the belly. We'll stack our hands over one another and lay our left cheek on the hand, just to relax here. And then we're going to extend our right knee out to the side. So we're bending at the knee, 90-degree angle here, bringing it out to the side, allowing ourselves to rest in this pose. If your inner thighs are really tight, you might feel it here. You can always stack a blanket or a pillow underneath that right knee. And just allow the body to rest here. We need to get nice stretches and movement and into that low sacrum area to get those muscles surrounding that nerve to move and to release. When you're ready, bring that right leg back in, laying it long, again, engaging that top thigh, the top of that thigh into the top of that right foot into the earth. And this time we'll take our left leg out to the side, bending at the knee, 90-degree angle, and we'll switch sides with our cheek. Our right cheek will come to our hands. Resting here for just a few moments. You can always bring a pillow or a blanket underneath your head if that feels good too. Releasing your last exhale here. Take an inhale and bring that left leg back towards center. Coming up onto the elbows one more time. Sphinx pose just for a breath here. And then we'll bring our hands back underneath our shoulders. And we're going to lift ourselves back up to tabletop. This time we're going to come onto our back. So move gently here, especially if you're feeling a lot of pain into that sciatica, into that sciatic nerve, and grab your strap here. However you'd like, find your way onto your back. If you need to lean off to one side and come down onto your side first, I invite that, the opposite side from the weight where you're feeling pain, and then rolling onto your back. Bringing the feet to the earth and the knees towards the sky will take a little bit of pressure off that low back. So keep your strap handy here. And we're going to bring our feet mats width distance and our knees will fall in towards center. Staying here for just a moment, option to keep the arms out to the side, 45-degree angle, or you can cactus your arms alongside the body, giving your chest a nice opening as well. When you're ready, we're going to allow the knees, both knees, to drop off to the right side. Inhaling towards center will allow the knees to drop to the left. Inhaling towards center, knees come to the right. Now move with your own breath here. Again, taking the whole breath to get where you're going, moving slowly. And just allowing the windshield wipering of your legs to slowly open those hip muscles. Remembering your breath here, remembering that it's your tool to help release some of that energy in your body. The next time your knees come to the right, leave them there for a few moments. Allowing them to fall. They might not touch the earth, but just allowing them to kind of suspend where they are, if that feels okay. If not, you can always continue to make the pose dynamic and continue to move. Release your last exhale here. And inhale your knees up towards center. And we'll take it to the other side, allowing your knees to fall to the left, allowing them to come to the earth or to suspend where they are. Staying here for as long as you'd like. Option to just stay, and if that feels good, or you can come back towards center. We're going to bring the knees in line with the hips. And we're going to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. So like we're crossing our legs here, our right knee is at a 90-degree angle. We're going to tent our fingers and press into that right leg and press it away from our body, really getting into that right hip muscle. Staying here for just a few breath cycles, inhaling and exhaling. Releasing that right hand, listen up, we're going to keep our legs where they are, but we're going to begin to twist to the left, allowing our right foot to come towards the ground. So we're keeping our feet where they are. We're going to begin to twist, and our right foot is going to come to the ground. So we're really getting a deep stretch here. Now, the right foot needs to come towards the ground. It doesn't need to touch. If it touches, fine. If it doesn't, no worries. But really where you should be feeling the stretch is in the outer right hip area, or even in all the way into that sacrum area where you're feeling that outer sacrum area where you're feeling that sciatic pain. Staying here for as long as you'd like. If this pose doesn't feel good, option to take any reclined twist that you feel. You could undo the legs and stack the knees on top of one another, coming into kind of a fetal pose, whichever feels good for you. Staying here for as long as you like, or you can inhale towards center and release that right leg. Maybe give it a little bit of a shake. We'll take it to the other side. So we'll inhale and lift the left ankle on top of the right knee. Taking the left hand and tenting the fingers, bringing them to the left leg and pressing that away from the body. Really getting into that left hip muscle now. Now, if you're feeling it on one side and you want to focus more on that side during your practice, please do. I do invite you to do both sides, though. So when we have pain on one side of our body, we tend to overcompensate on the other side. So that side needs some love, too. So it's good to kind of balance it out. When you're ready, you can release that left hand. Keeping the legs where they are, we're going to twist and drop the left foot towards the ground. Now again, you can keep going. If the left foot touches the ground, fine. If it doesn't, you can kind of stay suspended in the air, but still with just a twist. If you want to make it a little more gentle, you can place a block or something underneath the left foot. Really getting deeply now into that left hip. This can be a really intense stretch, so be gentle with yourself wherever you are. If it's feeling really intense, but there's no pain, and you want to stay here, come to that breath. Really taking lots of deep inhales and exhales to help release the intenseness in your body that's coming up. Again, option to stay here as long as you like. We're going to move back towards center when you're ready. And release that left leg. Find your strap wherever it is. We're going to bring it around that right foot. And we're just going to extend the leg up towards the sky. We'd want to keep a bend in that right leg. Okay? And what we're going to do is lengthen that left leg if it feels good. And we're going to drop that left leg across the body. We're going to bring it all the way. We're going to twist open so the right leg comes out off the left side of the mat. Now my couch is here, so I'm using it to let my leg rest on, but your leg will be suspended in the air most likely, and so that's where we'll leave it. We'll use our strap to keep it up off the ground, but we're really getting, again, into that right leg, up that right thigh, into that IT band that's on the outside of that right leg, all the way into that low back. You might be feeling it in lots of different places, or it might not feel very intense at all, but just enjoy the stretch, enjoy the rest and the time for yourself. Taking 2 more breath cycles here. Inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, inhale back towards center, extending that leg up and then releasing it. We'll take it to the other side. We'll loop that strap around that left foot, extending it towards the sky. We're going to keep a slight bend in that left knee. And as we turn, you can keep your right knee bent if you'd like, or extend it long, whichever feels good. We're going to extend that left foot across the body and off the right side of the mat. Now your leg is suspended in the air, using the strap to keep it suspended up and teed out directly in front of that left hip. So if you want to drop it to the ground, you can. That might even intensify the stretch, whichever feels good. If this just feels too much for you or your hamstring, you can always bend the knee and bring the strap around the knee instead. Lots of options here. You choose what feels best in your body. On your next inhale, we'll turn back towards center. Again, option to hold any of these poses for as long as you'd like. Keep your left leg in that strap and bring your right leg in with it too. Shimmy your hips side to side to lengthen your spine down. Lengthening your hips, widening them, and using the strap, pressing your feet up and bringing them stacked over your hips. You might feel a nice release in your back. This is essentially legs up the wall, but we're just using our strap instead. I find this more accessible sometimes. Option to always take a traditional legs up the wall if that feels better for you. Sometimes I like to rock side to side, really rocking into that back muscles, rocking into that sacrum area around those hips. And it might feel really intense, so come to that breath. This pose is good for all of those back muscles, but especially the muscles surrounding your sciatic nerve. Again, option to stay as long as you'd like. We're going to release here. We'll rock over onto our right side and we'll come to seated. We have one more pose here just to kind of get a little bit deeper into that sacral area. I say sacral because that's where our sacral chakra is located, around that area. So I use those terms interchangeably. But we're going to come bringing our left leg in front of us, like we're going to sit cross-legged. We're going to bring our right leg tipped out to the side, so the inside of that right thigh will come to the earth. If you need to move your belly, go ahead and pick it up on the inside of that left thigh. Option to stay here, deer pose. So you're probably feeling it in a couple places, maybe on the inside of that right thigh as we open it up there, but also outside of that left thigh too. Option to hinge at the hips, keeping a long spine, and fold forward over that front leg. Now you might be feeling it even deeper into that left side. Only go as deep as you'd like, as deep as your body is available in your body today. And take some breath cycles here. On your next inhale, we're going to walk ourselves up towards center, and we'll take it to the other side. Tuck that right leg in, keep it where it is. Lift that left leg out onto that left inner thigh. Shimmy your hips, shimmy your body on the inside of that right leg if necessary. Option to stay up or forward, you choose. Staying present with your breath here. Again, option to stay as long as you'd like. Swinging that left leg back around when you're ready. I hope some of these poses help. They might not immediately alleviate the pain, but I suggest practicing them several times a day, at least once or twice a day, to start getting some movement and stretching. I also encourage you to keep moving. So when we're in pain, we tend to want to rest and stay stagnant, and sometimes that's necessary, but a lot of the times, especially with sciatic pain, movement and staying active and taking walks and things can help gently move those muscles. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for sharing your practice with me. May you be well.